Hi friends, and welcome back to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and in this video we're jumping into part 3 of my Q3 planning series using the HB90 method. So far we've done a full quarterly review, and I've shared my top 3 goals and how I broke them into projects. If you missed those earlier videos, they're linked below. Definitely start there. Today is all about execution. I'm going to show you how I take those projects and break them down into bite-sized tasks, and then how I organize everything on my Kanban board to keep myself focused and moving forward all quarter long. Once I've got my projects listed under each goal, I start mapping out all the specific tasks I need to complete to move those projects forward. So to get started, I have my 2x2 super sticky Post-it notes in a variety of colors. I have an erasable and non-erasable pen. I have my Happy Planner stencil with the boxes on it. My Leuchtturm notebook, which I use for my HB90 notes and all of my tasks. And then I have my full-size planner. And we are going to speed this up a little bit because it does take me a while to write things out. But the first thing that I need to do is wrap up Q2. I'm going to look at the tasks that are still left undone and decide whether or not I want to move those forward. And I'm also going to take this opportunity to go through all of the tasks that I've been working on and mark off what has been completed and move those over to the completed tasks. I am changing up my color scheme for this coming quarter, so any of my post-its that I am moving forward, I will end up having to rewrite. So I will just throw away anything that I haven't started yet. So let me go ahead and move those completed tasks into my completed tasks area in my HB90 notebook for June. I did not get as many home tasks as I would have liked to get done completed, but I did get the old dryer picked up this weekend, and the new dryer is working, knock on wood. So that is done, and other parts of the tasks for the home are partially completed. So that is a win as well. Next, I'm going to write in my HB90 notebook, MATP for making all the plans. That's this channel. And then I will write a page for my home tasks as well. I do not keep personal tasks in this planner because I do my personal tasks as part of my routines. So I won't be tracking the completion of those here. Instead, I will be tracking those in my planner. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and hit like and subscribe and click that notification bell. But when I do my goal review for June and my new setup for July, that will be included in that video. And hopefully that will go up on Thursday. And because we are starting a new quarter, anything that I want to do in Q3, I am going to go ahead and move into my HB90 notebook. And then when I do my weekly action plan, I will decide what needs to be moved back into my planner. And those green Post-it notes that are left in the home section, I am just going to leave there because I decided that the driveway is going to have to probably wait until next year after having to replace our HVAC unit. I'm not sure that I want to put the money into the driveway until next year. So we're going to have to just try to figure that one out. But we also are finishing the basement this fall, so that would be a lot of money going out on home projects, and I'm not really comfortable doing that at this time. The other difference that I want to mention is for making all the plans, I only write out 1 month worth of tasks at a time because they tend to change and I assign them to specific dates. For my home tasks, I write all 3 months out of the quarter, and that way I can decide if it's a really nice day, I can work outside, otherwise, I can work inside, and I know all of the things that I would like to accomplish. Now, I will say that all of the blue tasks need to be done before the second week of August because we need to be ready for the basement remodel to be done at that point. And then all of the tasks that are on the second page, the pink and the orange, these are the ones that will be done in August and September and will probably roll into October as well. Now that I have all my home tasks written down, I am going to move to the making all the plans tasks. I do not cut down the post-it notes for most of the making all the plans tasks because each one of my post-it notes for my videos actually represent 5 separate tasks. And those tasks are scripting, videoing, editing, subscribing, and then watching and liking. So that's why I use this stencil from Happy Planner that has the boxes on it so that I can draw out 5 boxes for each video. I start by drawing 2 horizontal lines and the boxes, as well as the initials that stand for the different tasks below those boxes. And again, those are scripting, videoing, editing, scheduling, watching, and liking. And then I come back in with my erasable pen and write in the title and the date that I want it to be published on. The color coding that I am using for this quarter is purple will be my monthly videos, this teal color will be my weekly videos, and the blue color will be any of those one-off videos that aren't necessarily recurring. The last thing that I want to mention before I put a little music on, and hopefully you are writing out your tasks with me as well. But the last thing that I want to mention is that I am writing these in reverse chronological order so that when I stack them up like this, the ones that I need to work on next are going to be the ones that are at the top of the pile. I will put some chapters in, so if you want to go ahead and skip to the end of me writing out my post-its for my videos, you can do that. My goal this quarter is to have 3 to 5 videos per week to post. So normally I plan out 4 videos per week, and then if something needs to shift from one week to another, I can do that. Or if I have other videos that I really would like to put up in addition to the videos that I've already planned out, I just go ahead and add those. But I know that given my bandwidth, there is no possible way for me to get more than 5 videos out per week. So really, I'm aiming towards that sweet spot of 4, but I also know that there are times during the month and the quarter that I will not be able to get 4 up, so 3 is my bare minimum. One video that I'm not sure what I want to pick, so I did just leave the post-it note without a title, but everything else was filled in. I know that I need to make a decision here in the next week about what I want the topic of that video to be, but for right now, it's still kind of marinating in my brain, the different ideas and which direction I want to head. So that they were 1 by 2, and I am just using the stick. But these half-size post-it notes are the post-it notes that I will use for all of my admin tasks, but then I won't have to stack them and I will be able to see all of the admin tasks that I need to complete this month. Admin tasks include things like my July analytics, finalizing my August content calendar, tracking my July income and expenses, cleaning up my playlists on YouTube, freshen up my YouTube page, and printing stickers for August layouts. I'll come back in with the green post-it notes and write down my Sunday reset. My Sunday reset has been slipping through the cracks for making all the plans recently, and I really want to get back into the routine of taking care of that. It just helps me stay on top of all of the things like printing out stickers, deciding what themes I want each layout to be, responding to comments and questions, going through my email. All of those admin tasks I take care of during my Sunday reset. So because this has been slipping through the cracks, I will be making a separate post-it note for each Sunday to remind myself to do this reset. There are a lot of other tasks that are repetitive like this that I don't like to make post-it notes. So I used to make a post-it note to check and respond to any comments. Now I just do that naturally each day. Used to make post-it notes for my Instagram posts, and frankly, I just used to ignore those. So I have decided to stop making post-its for those and instead trying to find a place where they would naturally fit into a routine. Now that the tasks are ready, and let me show you how this actually works. I will also link to the weekly action plan video where I went through and moved everything for the week. But currently you are looking at the to-do items on my Kanban board. I have both making all the plans and home tasks. To start working on one of the tasks on my post-it note, I will move that over to my planner. And this is a full week's worth of tasks that I want to complete or work on in some way. And I have pulled everything over from my HB90 notebook into my planner so that I know exactly what it is I need to work on this week. After my making all the plans and home tasks, I will come back in and write in July, August, and September on the following 3 pages, and this is where I will put all of my completed tasks for the quarter. So let's walk through an example. I wrote this pink post-it note out as an example, and when I'm ready to work on it, I will move it over to the in progress section in my planner. Once I have completed it, I will put a check mark on it, and I will move it back over into my HB90 notebook to the page that corresponds with the month that I completed it in. I use sticky notes so I can visually track my progress at a glance, but you can totally do this digitally too. After being digital all day at work, I prefer the tactile approach at home. But if a task does turn out to be too big, just break it down further into smaller post-it notes. There's no shame in that. It's all about staying flexible. Once my Kanban board is set, I use it each week during my weekly action planning to lay out what's realistic for the week ahead. I asked myself, what's already on the calendar? How much bandwidth do I actually have? What tasks need to move forward to stay on track? Then I pull a few sticky notes into my weekly planner and assign them to specific days using time blocks or just a simple checklist. This part really helps bridge the gap between big goals and daily action. Without this step, it's so easy to feel like the quarter is flying by and you're just treading water. So that's how I break down my Q3 goals into manageable tasks and organize them using a Kanban board. Honestly, it's the system that finally helped me stop overcommitting and start making real, sustainable progress, even when life gets busy. If you're setting up your own board, I'd love to see it. Tag me on Instagram at Making All the Plans, or drop a comment below and let me know what you're working on this quarter. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video. I'll be sharing my weekly setup using this system soon. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video. I'll not only be sharing my weekly setup using this system, but I will also have a video going up shortly about my monthly reset, goal check-in, and then adding any trackers in that are new for this quarter. Here's to a productive and focused Q3, one sticky note at a time. I hope everybody has a great start to their Q3, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.